Today we're making a prong style ring. You are going to need 20 gauge wire and 24 gauge wire, your ring mandrel, your tools, and a glass cabochon. So I'm starting with 3 pieces of 20 gauge wire, and I'm going to hold them together and wind them around the ring mandrel. I will link up this stepped ring mandrel in the description below the video. So just turn it right around, hold the wires together, and use your flat pliers to bend the 3 wires straight up in a right angle. Do the same on the other side. Give it a good little push so they're nice sharp angles. Put it back on the mandrel and make sure the wires come together in the middle, and get a piece of 24 gauge wire and wind it around to hold the wires together. Give it a nice little tug so it's tight. Remove it from the mandrel. Hold it together. Take the end of the 24 gauge wire and wind it around to hold those wires. You can do it about 3 to 5 times depending on how you want it to look and how secure you need to make it. You can use 22 gauge wire if the 24 is too thin. So now get your flush cutters, give it a little clip, flip it over, and do the same on the other side. I always cut my wire a little too long. You really don't need a huge piece of wire for this, maybe about 6 inches. So just keep winding it around until it's the same as on the first side, and give it little tugs as you go so it's nice and secure. Just wind it, pull it, give it little tugs as you go. So that's going to be nice and securely in place. Get your flush cutters and clip it. And then get your flat pliers to pinch in those little pokey ends. Cut it on the top of the ring, not underneath, because you don't want it to scratch your finger. So now we are going to separate these prong wires. So just push them out, like pull them firmly and push them down firmly. So they're just going to be radiating out from the middle, and you want to go one by one, pulling them apart. My wires ended up being a little bit too long, so you could definitely work with shorter wires if you want. Push it down and then bring it out and push it down. You could also try this with 18 gauge wire if you need the wire to be stiffer. So make sure they're evenly spaced, kind of looks like my snowflake design, and we're going to hold it in place and just very slowly go round and round one by one to start the bends, because you want to keep that stone or glass piece centered in the middle. And then once you have the basic bends, you can remove the stone, use your larger round pliers to bend them a little bit further, because this is what's going to be surrounding the glass pieces. So hold them and push them in. And like I said, the wires are a little long, so you could always trim them. So just keep going around, turn the ring as you go, and then pop that little glass piece in there to check that it's in a good position. Just check it all around and see, do any little adjustments that you need to bring the wires around to make sure there's no gaps. And then after that, pop out that glass, careful where it flies, and then we can get our small round nose pliers and form the little loops. Now go around one by one, make sure the loops go in the same direction, just using the tip of our round nose pliers. I'll link up these pliers in the description below. I have a PDF with all my favorite tools. So just keep going around, and like I said, you can trim these wires if they're too long. We're going to go round and round until we've done all 6 loops. So then we'll have a look, make sure they're more or less the same size. And then we're going to pop in the glass bead to make sure everything's in the right position. You can take it out again and then make any little adjustments you need to. If the loops are not the right size, you can close them up now. We just want them to be nice little loops, and that way we're not going to have any rough edges because we're going to cut them flush, and you won't have any like raw edges that you have to file. So now clip the ends flush so they form nice little loops, and the ends will be able to get tucked in. So we're just going to go all the way around to all the loops, and we're going to clip them. Just rotate and clip, rotate and clip. These are the Xuron flush cutters, and they work really well. Just take your time with it. Make sure they're clipped in the right position. And now you can get your flat pliers and just pinch them closed so you don't have any pokey ends. And at the same time, you can kind of adjust the position of the loops and make sure they're evenly spaced. Just go around the circle and make sure everything is just right. Do any little twists. And from there, we're going to pop the stone or the glass back in there, adjust the position of your prongs, press them down with the side of your pliers, or if you have some nylon tipped pliers, that would work well too, so you don't scratch the wire. Put it back on the ring mandrel, make any adjustments you need, and there is your prong style ring.
So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire art and jewelry, be sure to join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.